people, so I don't really go to any of their things.
Really?
I'm just not that close to either of them.
Are you starting to record?
Same. I drove by it on the way home.
Oh,
What was it? Was it a fight night?
Retirement party.
Oh, he's finally retiring.
Yeah,
We'll be back.
maybe.
You want to come back?
So
They don't
he'll
know.
probably be back as a Kelly girl or something, right? Make twice as much for
They
half
said-
the work.
They said they approved him, but they haven't approved him yet.
Oh, so when's his actual date?
There is no actual date.
So he had a retirement party when he hasn't even confirmed whether he.
No, he's retired, but they haven't given him a date when he's coming back. There's nothing set up.
Like he's no longer working there anymore after this thing, right?
It seems
that's
like-
what you're saying.
Yeah, but
So he's done.
no, he's supposed to come back as Kelly Girl, but they haven't given him
Yeah.
a date. They haven't set anything up for him.
Oh,
So normally, I bitch at him for starting it too early, but now it seemed like when we were waiting, it was way too long. Are you cold too?
I mean, it's just we were having a conversation
fine.
during the intro. I mean, isn't that how it should normally be?
No, I know, but it just felt, because I always say, why'd you start it so fucking early? And now when he waits, now it seems too long.
Well, now you can do the introduction. You know, make everybody remember how they actually stumbled across this video, what it is.
You know what I'm horrible at? Welcome to our podcast, wherever you're at. You know what I'm horrible at? I'm horrible at tagging stuff. That's what I'm horrible at. I'll go and I'll throw this up, and he'll go, "So what'd you guys talk about?" And I won't.
Well, you can
remember
basically put cock as the tag in every single video. 'Cause
There's
that
gonna be
seems to be a
no cock.
constant topic of conversation around
There's
here.
going to be no cock in this.
What we like talking about the most. That's
Well,
what we know
we've
the
already
most
done
about.
it. It's already happened.
Yeah,
There's
it's,
no going back now.
it's a cock podcast.
Cockcast.
Cockcast.
There you go. Yeah, I see.
I don't like it.
Tag it with Cockcast.
I don't like it. I want vagina cast.
We don't know enough about vaginas.
And
We
that
do.
involves a vagina actually being a part of the podcast, and that's just not the case.
We
This is
could-
a
we- no, we
total
could-
sausage fest.
No, we could have everybody on here. That's not a problem. I have plenty of friends. The problem is set schedule. and-
Everybody's just too embarrassed to be seen with us on video. I'm guessing that's the real reason why.
You guys talk about cock a lot. I actually, somebody out at work came up to me, and I'll give him a shout out, Frank. He's supposed to get off 7:00 at night or in the morning. He had worked a graveyard, and he kept me in the break room for half an hour, telling me how much he liked the podcast, how he thought you were actually intelligent when he just thought you were a dipshit before.
Oh, well,
Well,
I mean,
something along that line. Like I think he used the word not. He didn't use
mean,
intelligent. He used knowledgeable.
parrots can seem knowledgeable when they've remembered a phrase. That doesn't make them smart.
He didn't think you were funny. He liked your
He
quips.
didn't think I was funny.
No, he liked his quips. He thought he was funny. So, anyways, Frank gave a good review. So I wanted to give a shout out to Frank because not very many people say anything other than
Not very many people watch it. So
no, that's not true.
you
That's not
can't
the
get
case.
feedback when there's no one to give feedback.
We're growing very slowly.
Doubtful.
I see the analytics.
Yeah.
It's very slow, gradual. I'm waiting for.
I noticed
it
we
to
got
pick up.
another couple subscribers, didn't we? Aren't we up to like 25
Not on
or
this last
26
video.
though?
Not on this last video.
No?
On this last video, yeah, we're somewhere around there. It was the previous video where we got like 5 more subscribers.
Well, I mean, who wants to watch something like this when you could watch something that's actually like professional? You know, there's people that do this shit for a living. We do this shit when we have time.
This is my living.
Yeah, you're gonna quit Kaiser and
This-
just podcast 24/7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
well, there you go.
I
It's
think
good to have a dream.
Be Joe Rogan level.
this is
soon.
like, but it's like the
Wouldn't be
man.
that hard to be so full of shit. So you could probably get there pretty quickly.
This is much like when I did the band, though. It's you learn the whole time. It's not like you went to school for or I went to school for this or anything like that. And it's not like I have a great personality. You guys have better personalities than me.
Yeah.
But
As if.
but it's a learning. There's a huge learning curve on how to set everything up. I mean, I'm still not happy
just
with
getting
it.
the technical side down.
Yeah, well,
I'm sure is a pain in the ass.
10 minutes before you guys came, the audio was fucked up again. It was fucked up again.
Well, I'm sure if we used a program that wasn't free to record everything,
OBS.
it might be a little bit more stable in settings across
It
videos. But I mean, we're working with what we got. Nobody wants to pay $300 or $400 for software that we're only going to use once a week and not make any money off of.
I think it's Black Magic that's got the ATM E-mini. Their software is huge money.
Yeah,
like fucking huge money. It's not $300. It's me huge money.
I'm talking about like small time software. I'm not talking about like Adobe level shit and professional, recording software.
So we go through OBS, OBS,
open broadcasting software.
But a lot of people don't do what we do. They don't just put up the cameras and record it. Meaning they'll go back and they'll
meaning we're a disorganized clusterfuck and it's got some sort of appeal to it.
They'll go back and they'll edit it with something professional and they'll fix the contrast and all that bullshit, but we don't. So what's on our mind? What do we got? You said we have a lot to talk about.
Well, I mean, given the fact that there's a war on,
why do we care about this?
Seems like there's a lot to talk about.
Why do we even give a fuck about this?
Because the potential consequences for it are huge.
For what? I explain it to me because I'm confused.
Well, I mean, you mean beyond the fact that Russia has overtly invaded another country now? This isn't 8 years ago in 2014 where they denied. They sent soldiers in that didn't have emblems or standardized uniforms. They're not just annexing a certain portion of the country, at gunpoint behind the scenes anymore. They are sending in fucking aircraft, tanks, troops. I mean, this is a full scale invasion at this point. And they've shaken off, all the, it's not us, it's soldiers on vacation. We can't stop our people from going into another country and fighting a war. Their soldiers are there.
They're there. But I'm failing to see why the world is in such an uproar when, again, we went into Iraq. We took over 2 countries at once. We invaded 2 countries at once.
But not for the purpose of taking them over.
The guise of
no, we tried to set
terrorists, right? We struck fear in the hearts of Americans.
That was the excuse, just like he's giving that to his people, that these are Nazi drug heads and everything else. Ours was WMDs.
Their president's Jewish.
I know, but that's what he's feeding his people.
I mean, how fucking lame of an excuse for war could you need? I mean, there isn't even a veil of, ambiguity here. It's just they're invading because they want to invade. They don't like the fact that Ukraine has kind of been, teetering on the edge of, I don't want to say NATO membership because no one has ever been on board with giving them full NATO membership, but just the conversation taking place towards NATO membership. And that's really, I mean, I can understand why most people wouldn't. I mean, what was it? A video or two I told you, no one gives a fuck about Ukraine. Not the Ukrainian people, but Ukraine as a country itself. Nobody really gives a fuck about Ukraine. As far as NATO's concerned, they care, but only towards the extent that it potentially makes all the countries within NATO that border Ukraine more susceptible. And the reason why you should care...
Why should I care, Taylor?
...about this is because all it takes is one incompetent missile going outside of Ukraine and landing in a NATO country for Article 5 to be enacted. And we talked about this last time or the time before. Article 5 is an attack against one is an attack against all. And
okay, so first in Europe, we're providing recoverable resources of uranium. So number 1 in Europe for uranium. Number 2 in uranium. Number 10th in the world for titanium ores. Number 2 in the world for explored reserves of magnesium. 2nd in iron ore. 2nd in terms of mercury. 3rd place in the world for shale gas. Canada's huge for that, right? 4th in the world for total value of natural resources. total natural resources. Number 4 in the world. Number 1 in Europe for arable land, so we can farm on it, right?
But none of that has anything to do with why Russia's invading.
No.
Russia is literally the largest
do I care?
landmass country because you need to fucking care. Because if a rogue missile, a mortar, some fucking asshole with a gun starts shooting across the border, then you have, right now it's Ukraine and Russia. Yeah, some of the Baltic states and some of the other countries bordering Russia are supplying deadly weapons, RPGs and stuff like that. And even some of the EU countries are doing that as well now. You know, we're one Germany away from kicking Russia out of SWIFT, which fucks up their whole banking system with the rest of the world.
Right. They did.
But
just
no,
today.
not yet. Germany's holding them up. I mean, unless something happened on my drive over here, Germany was the one fucking country holding them up on that. But
I'm sure we are too.
But if an accident happens and a missile flies across the border and does anything in a NATO country, it's not just Ukraine versus Russia anymore. It's NATO, Ukraine versus Russia. And the problem with that is Russia is already having a much hard... I've been watching 2 or 3 news feeds, you know, the Reddit live stream of constant updates of what's going on, and Russia's having a hell of a time trying to take, you know, they thought this would be a quick, easy thing, but they've been getting held up every step of the way by the Ukrainian army. I mean, Ukraine has been broadcasting on their national news stations on the precise steps of how to create Molotov cocktails. They've been handing Kalashnikovs out to civilians. So when the Russians roll into a quiet little town, they're not defenseless against them.
Kind of like we were in Iraq.
Once NATO militarily gets involved, Russia basically runs out of options because now they have to deter not only the Ukrainian army, but they have to deter the 27, 29 countries in NATO. And the only way to deter NATO in that way is to strike fear into them that Russia will, you know, end the world. And at that point, the only options Russia has is the use of tactical nuclear weapons. They would want to go for shock and awe, you know, a major EU country, something not far away, something not the US, obviously. But once you get to the point where NATO and Russia are fighting each other, there's no limit to how bad it can get. Okay. You are in World War III once that happens.
Right. So on this podcast, you've said many a times that we need to lose 50% of the populace.
Yeah, at some point. But that doesn't mean that I think we need to lose nuclear... It doesn't mean that I think we need to lose 50% of the population and contaminate the world with nuclear radiation, potentially risk the world going into nuclear winter. That
we lose a lot more than 50% at that point.
Yeah, that shit gets bad enough.
99%.
What do you mean? Nuclear weapons go off. Firestorms start.
All vegetation is lost.
The atmosphere gets clouded.
This is an assumption.
The amount of light to the earth gets lowered. The plants die.
Yeah, we're going to listen to scientists.
The animals that eat the plants die.
No.
The animals that eat the plants die. That's fucking us.
Yeah.
And at that point, the problems don't stop because once the sky clears and the temperatures start rising back up, you have to deal with the issue that you just dumped so much fucking carbon dioxide into the atmosphere by burning cities and forests that now the atmosphere swings in the complete opposite direction where the atmosphere starts to rapidly warm up.
Yeah,
and then you get a scenario where the world just looks like fucking Mad Max because nothing can grow.
No,
it fucks everything up.
In the past, when we've had a carbon-rich environment, plants were bigger and animals were bigger than they've ever been. Or no, plants were bigger than they've ever been. And when it teetered the opposite way and there was too much oxygen in the system, then the dinosaurs and everything ginormous came. So carbon monoxide in the atmosphere is a horrible, horrible thing.
It is a horrible, horrible thing for the present Earth, for the present life forms that reside on Earth.
But you're cool with 50% dying.
In a non-nuclear devastation way, I am good with us shedding some human lives, whether that is. Yeah. But it doesn't mean I'm advocating genocide. It just means we got too many fucking people for the technology and our capacity. Eventually, we're going to run out of water. unless we get our power capabilities up so we can have
explain how
desalinization plants that can feed and water a significant portion of the population.
It's a choice. We're not going to run out of water. We just have to make the right choices.
Run out of potable water. We're polluting our rivers. We're polluting our lakes and streams. We're polluting the ocean.
So eventually
we're going to get to the point.
America has never been so clean.
No, it's always been fucked up.
Well, it's been dirty, but not to the point of the 70s and the 80s. We have cleaned it up incredibly since that time.
If I went out and got you a glass of water from the Spokane River, would you drink it?
You're not supposed to because the mines
it's so fucking polluted.
Not compared to what it was before. So you can get cancer in 30 years drinking out of, but you can drink it.
And if the shit hits the fan and Spokane River is your only source of water,
I don't think any nukes will be in the United States. We'll have to deal with fallout.
Well, that's my favorite
game.
When
you're dealing with a country that's willing to enact MAD, you're vastly overestimating the United States' intercept capability with these missiles. They have never been fucking used within the continental United States in an actual war situation.
Right. So let's bring up some stuff real quick. So the Ukrainians bought their tanks from the Russians, last gen, which are T-84s, and Russia's new tanks are having trouble with those T-84s.
Yep.
How many?
Russia's brand new fighter jets have been getting shot down by the shit from the 80s, the anti-aircraft missiles that were left there after the Soviet Union collapsed. Well, if anything, this whole situation has shown without nuclear weapons, Russia is completely fucking incompetent.
Yeah.
They haven't, I mean, I don't know if it was some sort of new strategy they adopted after the failures in the Middle East with their invasions there, but I would have expected Russia to just, curb stomp Ukraine, within days with their air superiority, Russia has more land superiority than even the United States does. Tanks, APCs, and all the land vehicles.
I already told you last podcast, it doesn't fucking matter.
But against a country like Ukraine, it does matter, and that's what we're talking about.
So our last gen, the M1 Abrams in Iraq, I can't remember how many. They had a shit ton. They had their army was the second, or military was second biggest in the world. So they were on par with the Russian tanks, and they were using T-84s against our M1 Abrams. Our M1 Abrams, we lost one because it drove off a bridge and killed the people inside. We devastated them. We didn't lose any tanks. But we're on just a different level.
But you're missing the reason why the United States, or maybe you're not missing it. It's just not being brought up. We've talked about this basically every show since we got going here, and that's that the United States spends more money on their military and their defense capabilities.
Our last podcast, it was when I said that Russia isn't shit. This is before the war started, and China, we could beat both of them if we had to, because we're so overpowered.
Because we have the technological edge.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree with that, but that's only because of the serious amount of funds we push into that industry.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said, I think this has shown that not only is Russia not very good from a strategic standpoint, but I mean, it's weird. I understand Russia hasn't used their full capabilities yet. And if Russia wanted to, they could probably devastate Ukraine, like the civilian population.
There would be nothing left for them to take over.
But they're not there yet. However, the conventional forces they are using are they're getting halted every step of the way. The Ukrainians have really been pushing back in a way I think has kind of surprised a lot of people. I mean, they've really done a lot. I mean, not so much in Crimea, not so much in Donetsk or Luhansk, or sorry, I'm probably slaughtering the names, but those were already areas that Russia has essentially had control over since 2014. So, I mean, you wouldn't expect them to Ukrainians to be pushing into those areas that Russia has already occupied with a force. But when they started sending lines of tanks, when they were lining up helicopters along the roads in Belarus, 40 or 50 miles from Kyiv, I thought for sure that's it. That's the end of it. I mean, they're gonna roll that shit right down the highway and just go right into Kyiv, and it has not happened in 2 days now, and it's surprising given Russia's capabilities that it hasn't. So I think it means that either Russia's military command is completely ineffective, or it means that the Russians, without their nukes, really aren't anything to be entirely
I'm not worried about their nukes
scared about. You're not worried about the nukes because you've already in your mind said MAD's not going to happen.
No, I think a couple will get through to the U.S. mainland. I think a couple will get through. But it is what it is. We will completely wipe out their whole country. Completely.
Yes. If in the event of a nuclear war, the United States would almost certainly devastate Russia beyond
and
repair.
all of Europe. All of Europe.
But you're forgetting the fact that Russia has some of the same capabilities, ballistic missile wise, as the United States does.
They have nothing in space.
But they have rockets that can launch up to 12 warheads at a time, like the United States does. And when you've got that many potential objects falling from the edge of space, I think you're putting a lot more faith in the Patriot defense batteries than
Patriots were fucking 1980.
But they've never been used to defend the United States from a ballistic missile that goes into space and launches numerous payloads down. What I'm saying is it hasn't been used in practical military combat yet.
So
you can't judge its effectiveness just based off the United States, shooting a missile from the coast up in the air and saying, "See, look, we got one. We shot it down." Yeah. That doesn't mean shit. It's a test.
I just have more faith in it than you do. I think some will make it through to the continental U.S. if it happens.
No, I think the West Coast will be absolutely devastated if it ever came to that. Seattle, Portland.
Pop in your fridge, wait for the bomb to go, and then come out and deal with the radiation.
Fucking the worst Indiana Jones movie of all time. So
it'll save you.
They don't have lead-lined refrigerators anymore.
No, you're still going to get radiation, but the blast is you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be at Fairchild anyways, which is a long fucking ways away from where I live.
Yeah, but then again, if it's a 10 megaton nuclear bomb with a radius where the pressure can destroy a building of, say, 11 miles.
Yeah, I'm way far away from that.
Then it's a little bit bigger of a deal because even if the pressure of the explosion doesn't kill you, the massive amount of light released from the bomb in the form of gamma rays is going to light your shit on fire or turn you into a fucking smoldering piece of coal.
I'm going to be fine.
I'm
not worried about it. What's that?
So sunglasses are for?
All I'm saying is all it takes is one misstep on the border of a NATO nation.
Why do you think you're so?
Whole thing to get
why
out
do you
of
think
hand.
you're so interested in this, Taylor? Because you were pretty gung ho on saying that half the populace needs to be wiped out. So
I'm just saying we need some more population control in this world. Like outlawing abortion.
You would say a good war would be great.
Outlawing abortion is ridiculous because if a fucking 15-year-old gets pregnant, do you really think it's in the best interest of them, their family, or the country to put someone out there who's not yet educated, who cannot take care of themselves, cannot take care of the child? It doesn't make any sense. It seems like a certain portion of the population.
I'm interested in why this is interesting to you so much.
Because of the ramifications it has worldwide. Like, okay, so at the Security Council, I got to take off my fucking sweatshirt. That thing is, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Do you still got your gloves on because you're cold? He's still got his gloves on because he's cold.
So did you hear what happened at the UN Security Council meeting?
Which one? I've watched a bit.
The one condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
And Russia vetoed it.
Yeah, because they're a permanent member and there's nothing anything can do about that. But you see what China did?
They abstained.
Yeah, which is huge. Because China wants to retake Taiwan. And in a perfect world, they would be planning that instead of dealing with this. But the problem now is that because of Russia's, seemingly half-assed invasion of Ukraine, China's now seeing what's happening when NATO is showing true unification.
Okay,
and that's a problem because NATO can lay the banhammer down on anybody just through collective military power alone.
That's fine.
Not to mention political sanctions.
I don't think you can lay the sanction hammer down on China because they provide you with all your shit. So did you see that because you're on Reddit quite a bit in the news, did you see
like I said,
2 days ago that the
following
Chinese probed the air defenses? So the nine airplanes and
Taiwan?
Of Taiwan.
They've been doing that for months now.
And they had ships heading towards Taiwan. So
yeah,
they could be taking advantage of this.
No, they're not.
Well, they might.
I'm telling you, they're not.
Yeah.
They're looking at what Russia's done and they see it as a blunder. And the difference between the Russian economy and the Chinese economy is exactly what you're saying. The only fucking thing Russia has of value in its country is probably vodka.
No.
And goddamn oil.
So this is not true. So they have the biggest gold reserves in the world, meaning that we think we have Fort Knox and we have a lot of gold underground. But
do they export it?
It doesn't matter. It's
it
value.
Does.
It's value.
No, but when we're talking about sanctions, it matters. Because if you can't trade that gold with any other country to increase your capital, it doesn't matter how much you have. It all becomes worthless.
So your piece of paper that you give at the store all the time is actually worthless. It's backed by nothing since 1971.
We know that talked about
I know. We know that it's worthless. The only thing that has true value is gold. He has the largest supply of gold. He's taken steps to.
And if no one will buy it from you, well, what worth does it have?
Somebody will buy it from him, Taylor.
Okay, listen.
They haven't kicked him out of the SWIFT yet, have they?
Like I said, only Germany's holding it up, and that was as of like 2 hours ago. So if they kick him out of SWIFT, that'll have a huge impact.
It'll have a huge impact.
Visa and MasterCard just said that any card that originates in Russia can no longer be used outside of the country. That's huge. But back to my point is the reason China is viewing this and seeing what's going on is China does trade with fucking everybody.
Yes.
And if China was kicked out of SWIFT, it would decimate the economy.
Of everybody.
Yes. But it would allow the other countries like the United States, like parts of Europe, start becoming self-sufficient, to bring jobs back to their country, to start manufacturing their own shit again, to start investing in their own infrastructure. And China doesn't want that because a self-sufficient world means China isn't raking in the money from trade. And that's what China has to lose. And it's huge. The amount of trade between China and the United States, if you had a graph, the trade between Russia and the United States would be down near zero, and China would be up by, whatever fucking huge number you want to put out there. That's the difference.
I just checked my pocket because I felt it vibrate, and Xfinity was thanking me for my payment of $241. My wife must be in paying bills right now. So the most significant thing that I see coming out of this, because you're talking about corporate entities backing off from China, is Pornhub is no longer available in Russia. They fucking, did you hear that?
No.
They said fuck right off. If you're gonna go in and invade countries, no more Pornhub for you.
Ridiculous. That's it. It's
how are you supposed to stroke it in Russia now?
Yeah, that's to Putin's gay porn.
I'm calling him Vladimir Poopin now. Not
Did you
Putin,
see that picture I sent
Poopin.
you?
No, I didn't.
In the
you
group
sent it
text?
this morning. No, when you call or when you text, I'd rather, because you started it.
Well, I didn't see, because I was just bitching the bitch. I didn't think it was going to actually lead to you coming earlier.
Did you come early?
I did, yeah. I got here like 10:20.
But he probably sat out in his car and waited instead, so you never saw him.
No, I was knee deep in my old lady. I just checked my phone and said 11, put it down, and then you guys were sending shit back and forth.
And that's what I saw. As Dwayne said 11 was the last thing I saw from him, so I was like, okay, nothing's changed.
Yeah, she woke me up this morning, and you guys at like 9. And there's no way that this old man is getting done that quick and setting up cameras and shit. It's not happening. It's not going to be a thing.
That's what that stink was.
Yeah. That's my jizz. It's like putty now and it stinks. Smells like sewer.
No, I think it's worth watching because the ramifications of this are going to be an increase in cost in oil. And that's going to increase the costs on every single American, regardless of
70%. I believe it's 70% of everything that you buy is transported, and so 70% of everything that you buy will go up in cost.
Yeah, I mean, basically, inflation is going to keep going up because of this, and I mean that alone should make people worried because the pandemic is already. I mean, look at the cost of chicken right now. We used to be able to get a bag of chicken strips at the store for
$5.
$5, and now it's over $9. So it's like, I mean, everybody should be worried about this, even though it's happening on the other side of the world, even though we might all like to think that, oh, this really doesn't affect us. It's happening somewhere else. It affects you in every aspect of your life. Right. Because we're so dependent on trade with other countries and oil.
So this is one of the problems when you have one-person figureheads leading your country. We don't think that is a reality here in the United States, but it kind of is. Not to the degree where he has so much power as Putin.
The president of the United States doesn't have nearly as much power as some of these other countries
but still,
that
it's a problem.
Fake their democratic elections. I mean, look at how ineffective Biden has been in the time he's been in office. I mean, that alone should show you that the American president doesn't have shit.
Ineffective on getting social stuff for his country done. But if he wanted to close down the airspace over Ukraine right now, he could do it.
No, he couldn't. That's a NATO thing.
No, it's an American thing. He could
he wanted to deploy American troops, which he would never do.
No, but he could. I'm just saying he has the power to do that.
No, you say he can, but he could also launch a full-scale nuclear strike on Russia now.
So I do say he can because George Bush didn't have to go to Congress to get approval to invade Iraq. He just did it.
Because he went in a... George Bush's fuckery is well known.
It doesn't matter. It
does matter, though.
It
does, because if Biden wanted to declare war on Russia right now, he would have to get the approval of Congress.
He wouldn't have to. He would go over. He would declare a no-fly zone over it. They would get in a conflict with Russia. Next thing you know, we're in a war. Nobody has to approve anything. This idea that we need one person in charge of a fucking government and a land of people is so fucked up. And it just leads to these fucking problems constantly over and over and over again. Fuck Putin. If there was a 10-person panel that had no affiliation, got paid handsomely, and all they did was make great decisions, it'd be totally different. You can't feed them money. You can't feed them grapes to their mouth with some hooker with big tits. You can't do that. That's the way it needs to happen. It can't be just one guy that's 5'5", has little man's disease, and is going to do whatever the fuck he wants. And
Looks
you're going to take
without
it.
A shirt, though.
You're going to take it. He doesn't look great.
You've seen those pictures.
Yeah,
right?
I have.
He's stacked
with the titties.
50 years,
oh, yeah,
50 years old, I have better body than him.
Fucking 58-year-old man, 55-year-old man.
He's got some good boobs for 55.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's stacked.
No, he's not. He's 5'5". He can go fuck right off.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that sentiment, but unfortunately, he is who he is. He's the leader of Russia. He's the dictator of Russia, and he has full control over the oligarchs who essentially serve at his pleasure. I mean, it's a really complicated situation. I think we can all agree that it's a fucked up, complicated mess.
The things that bother me when I'm flipping through TikTok or I'm going through YouTube are seeing how affected people are. It just brings stuff back that I've seen before. So I'm not really comfortable with that. And the thing that made me the most sad was watching this like 60-year-old man that was a former president of the Ukraine out there with the militia, and he's down to fucking go fight. He has no ability to do anything. He can't make good decisions. He can't run fast. He can't shoot good. The eyesight's gone and everything else. But he is there, and he's going to give up his life to try to help his country.
And that was so sad. And that is a result of what happened in 2014. In 2014, there were a lot of Ukrainians themselves who were more or less willing to go along with what Russia was doing. And it seems that things have changed over the last 8 years because the amount of patriotism going on in Ukraine to defend their country, I think it was beyond what Russia was expecting. I think that Russia expected the Ukrainian civilians to see...
Do we have to call it Russia, or can we just call it pooping?
You can call it whatever you want.
Because it's just one guy.
I think Russia expected the Ukrainians to see the tanks rolling in, the APCs, see the helicopters flying and the MiGs up in the air, and the shells flying around, and they would just say, okay, well, this is it.
Did you see the convoys of tanks that were fucking wiped out in the APCs and all that?
Yeah.
Those Stinger missiles work like a motherfucker we sent in.
And Russia is like that. And that's why I'm saying that I think this is a complete fail as far as Russia's military strategy is concerned, because they're sending in troops quicker and quicker in the hopes of resolving this sooner. And they're leaving their support troops, the APCs, the tanks that have, stayed more towards the eastern region of the country. They've left them unguarded. And when that happens, you end up seeing pictures and video of people driving by rows of Russian tanks, APCs, and support vehicles that have been destroyed because, I don't know what's going on.
No, because
you would expect Russia to just roll over this country.
Did you see the old man that was driving down the road and the APC came up and just ran over him?
I saw that.
And he's stuck in his car and they're fucking using crowbars trying to get this old man out. He's alive, but it's crumpled around him and they can't get him out.
Well, did you see the Russian tanks opening fire on an ambulance as it was hauling an injured person away, killed the driver and
I saw that.
Injured the crew and the person who was already fucked up on the inside?
This is I wish we had, I know it's propaganda when the United States used all of the press and they embedded them, but it was still cool to watch that you had embedded people with the soldiers out in the field. That was pretty awesome. I wish we had...
In most cases, not even soldiers, civilians who have formed essentially an armed militia.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing in most of the live videos that are coming from embedded reporters over there. It doesn't look like a whole lot of military personnel are actually involved with these reporters. It seems like it's just normal people who are
getting
picking
their phones
up
out.
arms.
Yeah, and getting their phones out, and that's how we get our information, or we get to see some of the stuff that's kind of interesting.
Well, and Russia just banned access to Twitter and Facebook Messenger earlier today.
Well, of course.
Because their own fucking troops are giving away their goddamn positions by tweeting and Facebook messaging in the field. Seriously, would you ever hear a news article about, oh, in today's news, the American army gave up their position to the Taliban by fucking tweeting? Do you ever fucking hear about that shit happening in the, it's just pure incompetence. It's pure fuckery that's going on over there, and I can't believe we're watching it go down. It's insane. I don't know what Russia's been doing since the fall of the Soviet Union, but apparently it hasn't. All these military drills, all these practice exercises, all this posturing, apparently it was all bullshit, because not only are their soldiers the equivalent of the Empire's fucking stormtroopers, it's nuts to see this. Nobody thought Ukraine would have held out until this point, and they're going strong.
Right.
They're protecting their power generation sources. Yeah, they lost a dam.
They blew the dam up, I thought. They did.
No, I think the Russians blew it up in the hopes of sending a catastrophic amount of water down the river. But I don't think it ended up working out.
Yeah, I thought the report that I heard was that they blew up their own dam to try to stop them.
They blew up a bridge.
I heard that too.
That led into the eastern region of the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a Ukrainian soldier actually, I don't know what the circumstances were, but a Ukrainian soldier actually died in order to blow up that bridge.
There were mines that they laid down that weren't able to be detonated remotely, so they had to have their own guy drive over it to
See if it worked?
We heard a lot of acts of terror of heroism, from Ukraine. I haven't heard anything from Russia, so the propaganda's top
Spot
notch.
on.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure Russia has their heroes. They've had jets that have shot down.
It's because
aces.
Russia's not propagating all that to the world, and if they are, everyone's just writing it off as propaganda immediately. So Russia is focusing on making sure their citizens think they're in the right and that they're the heroes here. But I mean, protest has been banned in Russia essentially since Putin got into power, and there have been more protests in Russia, more arrests over protests in Russia in the last week than there has been in the last 5 years over there. So even the Russian citizens, I mean, because I know we keep saying Russia. It's really Putin, whatever you want to call him. It's really Putin. So I understand it is a little unfair to just say Russia because I'm sure not all of the Russian citizens support Putin. I mean, it shows through the protests that not all of them want this to be going on.
I'd say the majority of them don't.
No. There's 50% have been propagandized. It's just like us. So going back to your point.
Half and half? It's
50%. Yeah, it's 50%.
50% want war with Ukraine.
Well,
they've been propagandized.
50% has been led to believe that Ukraine's not its own country. It was a part of the USSR, and when that collapsed, it was just this, little country that Russia didn't really pay attention to. But in Putin's mind, that is still his, along with all the Baltic states.
But he keeps saying Putin. It's Poopin.
I'm being serious here.
I know. Going back to your point, there is propaganda about heroes, but there isn't. Like the people on the island that got blown up, they told Russia to fuck off. Maybe they are heroes. But the flight simulator that everybody's calling the Ghost of Kyiv, that it's just a flight simulator. I think somebody broke it down where it's just a flight simulator that they say because they show one video of him taking down one of the Poopin jets, and it turned out it was a flight simulator. So some of it's made up bullshit, some of it's not.
I don't even know what you're referencing.
Ghost of Kyiv. He's the guy in the MiG-29 or 19 or whatever the fuck it is. It's taking out all the Russian jets. Day one, he took out 6.
Well, I know for a fact, just from all the reporting, that, like I said, some of these older anti-aircraft missile systems that were just left in Ukraine after the Soviet Union collapsed have been shooting down the MiG-29s.
Well, no, those are Su-50s.
Or whatever.
Yeah, the new Russian jets.
The newer jets, yeah.
Sus. So they've been shooting down some of the newer Su-30s.
It's surprising. I think the United States is probably watching this and going, man, we thought those jets were a little bit more advanced than what they ended up being.
They didn't. So Adam Kinzinger. So he's one of the
moderate Republicans.
He is
one of the not crazy Republicans.
I saw him on CNN the other day, and he was very upset about this. And he said, "What we need to do is we need to shut down, make a no-fly zone over that. Just shut down." Because they don't have air superiority over it. They can't even beat old 1960s jets. He's talking, and he looks at the camera and he goes, "Putin knows that if we go in and enforce this, we would crush their Air Force. We would crush their." So they
that's
know.
Because the U.S. Air Force is the largest on the planet, and the second largest Air Force on the planet is the fucking U.S. Navy.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Jesus Christ, come on.
We don't have to send that much over. But it was weird watching people deploy when you don't really hear about it, but you see people deploying on TikTok. I was watching TikTok.
The problem is enforcing a no-fly zone. In order to enforce a no-fly zone, you have to have military assets in the area that are actively shooting down and deterring invasion from the Russian forces.
It's baby.
It's not going to happen. You're not going to see the U.S. declare a no-fly zone. You might see NATO declare a no-fly zone, but the U.S. is not going to go this one alone because there's too much at stake. The U.S. can't act unilaterally on this, especially when you have NATO nations in Eastern Europe that are essentially next up on the list if Russia succeeds here.
Well, that was the thing. Oh, if Finland, was it Finland? Which one? I can't remember which one of them. They're thinking about
Latvia. There's Estonia.
No, I know the ones that
Poland,
aren't that aren't in NATO are thinking about joining NATO too. Now I can't remember which two of those are.
Most of the Baltics have been the ones that aren't in NATO have wanted to join it for a long fucking time because they see it as their only ironclad. I mean, that Article 5 is a serious thing.
If they want to, but they're not able to, why aren't they able to join NATO? Is it
they chose not to?
Or it's politics. It's just like with Ukraine. NATO hasn't let Ukraine join because of this exact fucking situation happening.
No, they haven't let them join because there's a civil war going basically on in the country.
Yeah, but even before that,
is the only downside to joining NATO is that you would have to act in Article 5 situation?
No, the downside to joining NATO is what Russia's reaction will be to you joining NATO.
Okay. Because
I mean, Russia, what was it a few days ago? Russia said that if Sweden decided to join NATO, that would be a step over the red line. Sweden's not, it's not bordering Russia. It's way into Europe. I mean, it's like...
And they've always been neutral anyways.
Yeah.
If I have
the point is that Putin is putting red lines out there that he's hoping get crossed because he thinks in some weird, deranged way that'll allow him to justify his actions.
He's putting red lines out there because he thinks we're afraid to cross those. And I think we need to cross those. I think we need, if somebody's sitting over there calling me a cocksucker all the time and thinks that his friend behind him is going to protect him, and we'll say his friends are nukes, I'm going to cross that red line. I'm going to go punch him in the fucking mouth. I'm sick of sitting back. Let's just go fuck him up. Let's take him out of power. Fuck Putin. We did it everywhere we've gone. Let's put a puppet government in fucking Russia. I don't care. This isn't going into Russia anyways. They have a closed internet.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
they have a controlled internet, but it is not closed. If it was closed, Russia wouldn't be hacking the shit with ransomware software out of the United States for the last 3 or 4 fucking years.
Yeah, I understand. It's a gate. But
it's like China. It's highly regulated and highly controlled, but it is not closed like it is in North Korea, say.
Okay, whatever. This isn't going to Russia anyways, but I say that we go over the red line. I don't give a fuck. Somebody's screaming and being a jack off. It's time to punch him in the fucking mouth. The only people that can punch him in the mouth are us.
And I think that playing chicken with the only country that has used nuclear weapons...
We are the only one.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I think playing chicken with the only country to use nuclear weapons in an act of aggression is a bad idea.
It is. So fuck you. I'm sick of quit drawing. I'm going to keep drawing these lines. I'm going to scare you with what might happen. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what fucking happens.
Well, that's what's going on right now.
It's not what's going on.
It will be. We're getting back to what we first started talking about, why you should be concerned. Because if this strays across the border into a NATO country, the shit is going to hit the fan and it's going to get a lot messier.
And so what I worry about... It's not the nuclear bombs or any of that. My son is 16. That's what I worry about. I don't want to see him come in any harm's way.
That's not even something that's going to happen. Even if World War III started, it would not be a war where the draft would be enacted.
No.
The United States
dipshit could get pissed off and go sign up for sign up and fucking next thing you know,
that's his choice.
Yeah, I want to slap the cunt right off his face.
That's his fucking choice, though. In the end,
no.
The U.S. population
open up that other door, cool it down in here.
Would in no way stand for the draft being put back into place. This is the country of freedoms.
Yeah,
and everybody gets to make their own decision.
It's because this generation coming up is kind of faggy.
Because the generation coming up is kind of sick and tired of so much money being dumped into things that kill people instead of things that improve people's lives.
No, and I'm there with you. They want better, and I get that, but they're pretty fucking weak. They sit around
weak in what way?
They sit around smoke pot all day.
Are you saying they're physically weak? Are you saying they're psychologically weak? Are you saying...
Let's go run a mile together, Taylor. Let's see who wins.
Oh, I'm sure it just wouldn't work.
I know it wouldn't work, but I'm just saying.
But once again, that's my personal choice that led to that result.
I know, but if we got in a conflict where 16 to 60 had to get their shit together and go out in the field. There's certain sect of society that couldn't fucking do it.
But that kind of war is unnecessary anymore. That's what I mean.
It's happening right now.
Yeah, with Russia. With Russia, it's happening right now.
Feel good that you live in this country.
We aren't even on the same fucking continent as Russia.
No.
A war with Russia would be long range. It would involve a lot of aircraft. It would involve a lot of ships. But it would not involve sending massive quantities of ground troops like what happened in World War II. Wars are not fought that way anymore.
Yeah, so here's something that's interesting, and most people don't understand this. So Russia has 200,000 people surrounding Ukraine, going in to invade it. But probably only like 50, 60,000 people are actually going in.
Only 1/3 of Russia's army is actually inside Ukraine actively fighting.
So the rest
not their army, of the troops that were surrounding the border.
So the rest of the people are there to support those people that go in and get shot at. That's what people don't understand. So when we have a 3 million person army go, let's say we send all of them over to Russia, only 1 million people would be fighting 100 million people, right? So that's why this is so decisive for the Ukraine. When you have 4 million people in a fucking city and you have 10,000 people shooting at them, it really doesn't work that well. So it's not all that big.
Because Russia's fighting a war that died with World War II, essentially. With the pointless fucking wars in Korea, in Vietnam, in Iraq, in Afghanistan. These types of wars don't work anymore. No, just like we've seen with the U.S. efforts over the decades trying to stabilize or destabilize these other countries. It never fucking works because war has evolved to the point where you can simply push a button on the other side of the world and blow someone the fuck up.
So the most effective war that you can possibly have is economic war with people now. So if you want to take over or fuck up or destabilize a country like we have in Venezuela, you just devalue their currency, you deny them supplies and stuff like that. You make their society implode from the inside out. It doesn't make sense to go and bomb and do all this other shit. So even though the sanctions look like they're going to have no effect in the short term, they will in the long term.
Sanctions are long-term weapons.
Right. So if we keep them in place, then you will see Russia, Putin in Russia, you will see his nation fall again.
And will that be before Ukraine is entirely devastated?
No,
What about Georgia? What about Estonia?
Ukraine is gone.
I don't think so, though.
It is gone.
I honestly don't think Ukraine is going to just disappear. I don't think Russia is going to really succeed without taking such a serious cost that it becomes not even worth it.
They'll within the next week or so they will have Kyiv. They will have taken over the country.
About that.
I guarantee by the next podcast they will have taken Kyiv.
Are you get a pool on this?
I'll put money on it. How much you want to put down?
$4 that it's not going to get taken over.
Okay, $4 it is. It's taken over. They're not going to stop the Russians. They'll just keep sending tanks and planes and fucking people in there until it's all done.
From what we've seen, they're just going to keep blowing them up.
I can't.
Kyiv is.
I think they were a mile from the city center today.
Oh no, they've been around the city since they started sending troops south from Belarus.
They've been 4 miles out, but today they had made their way within a mile of city center, I believe.
What if
that might be? But I haven't seen anything to say that they're that close. But I mean. I don't think they're not gaining any traction.
They're not having the success that they want. They're taking too many losses and everything else, but they are an overwhelming force, and they will not be stopped.
Exactly. And at some point, the dynamic is going to change, and I think that's when we're gonna see the real slaughter start. Once they hit the point where their costs are too high, they're going to pull back and they're just going to start shelling the fuck out of the main cities.
Well, that could be too. They could just devastate everything.
They're just going to devastate not only the military there, but the civilian population as well. In which
Isn't that city center like fucking awesome looking?
Oh yeah, I was watching a live feed like from a tower on the city. Like, I mean, I don't know tons about Ukraine. I don't know how like how infrastructurally sound or advanced they are, but it's impressive to look at their capital city.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
In because I have not been to Washington D.C. You have, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think?
I mean, it's older than Washington D.C., isn't it?
Obvious. Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean,
Washington D.C. is pretty grandeur, right?
Parts of it, it's a lot more open than the videos of downtown Kyiv that I was seeing.
Right.
It's got more space to it, but that's just generally because the United States is a fucking huge country.
Have you been to Washington, D.C.?
No.
What about Boston? Is Boston a pretty city?
Boston was a gross, dirty city.
Gross.
Yep.
In comparison to Spokane?
Because of all the New Jerseys that came in.
I was going to say New York was a pretty gross city, too.
New York was, yeah. Boston was cleaner than New York, I'd say.
New York smelled of urine.
But you were young when you were there, right?
Yeah, 10, most recently.
Yeah, so that's the most recent time
It's
you
been
were
a
there.
while
Most
since
recently
I've
was
been
18.
to the East Coast
18.
as well.
Yeah.
At least in any real capacity. I think it was 13 when I was in New York.
Yeah, so I
last.
wonder how our most beautiful city stacks up to it.
New York was nice. It was, it was grandeur, with we went like it was dead in New York when we went. My dad paid a homeless guy to make sure our car didn't get broken into.
Oh, well, that was nice.
I would say the
booze with it and left.
The most grandeur, beautiful, well put together city in the U.S. is probably one we've never heard of, because any city that you know of, the stereotypical U.S. cities, New York, Washington D.C., Seattle, all of those are going to have shithole areas.
No,
Salt Lake
Seattle's
City
really
was-
pretty. What was it?
Salt Lake City is the nicest city I've been to. For
You've
sure.
been to the U District?
No, I have, but
Well,
Seattle's
all-
a super pretty city.
All I'm saying is all these big cities that most people stereotypically know as U.S. major cities, they've got a lot of areas that are shitty.
No, I know. I'm sure there's shitty areas in Ukraine too, but I'm talking about like the downtown area. How does it stack up against like Washington D.C.? Because your mom's back there,
Yeah.
and so on TV it looks beautiful. It looks like it has some nice, gorgeous buildings.
The architecture is great,
yeah.
but I'd imagine that there are, definitely awful spots in Ukraine.
Well,
And like I said,
across the train tracks.
I mean, it just seems like it's more dense
dense, yeah.
in Ukraine than it is in DC.
That's what I thought when I looked at like that big white snaking building that's there. I just go, that's the projects. And it's in downtown. That's what I was thinking. That's where all the poor people live. That's the fucking projects right there. But
Well, I mean,
downtown.
Ukraine's not exactly a super rich nation to begin with. So, I mean, poor for them from our perspective might be relatively well off. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah. I have
But
no
did you
idea
see
either.
that the Russians took control of the
Chernobyl? I did.
and that they've been getting some concerning radiation spikes from the area?
Well, of course, because they're taking nuclear waste from all over the world and they're hiding it there. That's a dump now.
Well, I mean, think of what would happen if they destroyed the sarcophagus.
Yeah,
That would be fucking bad. Or if they destabilize the cooling, molten salt, uranium, and plutonium underneath the plant.
When it did melt down, it had traveled all the way. We were getting radiation readings over here
Oh yeah, absolutely.
when it melted down. So that I think we got some from Fukushima too
Yeah,
when that happened. God damn!
but I mean,
crack that door.
radiation travels.
That'd be
I
you.
mean, it's not. It's you can't see it. It's not like it weighs a lot and it'll just fall.
No.
It travels with the airflow, with the currents of the ocean. I
So
mean,
one of the problems in Spokane is that there was in the last generation, so that would be my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my mom and dad. The government did experiments where they would release plumes of radiation from Hanford.
oh fuck!
You gotta fix their camera, buddy.
Producers getting a little sloppy
let go
over
of this.
there.
You gotta fix the camera. Wow, that fucker went all over the place. Well, that's devastating.
Yeah, now I can't see the screen. Yeah, oh, there we go.
A lot of porcelain that
call-
sneeze.
Yeah, call
You
it
need to
good.
move this a bit. It's all tangled up. You're all fucked up now that you hit it.
Oh, now I got to switch the view because I don't think that camera's in the right area either.
All right, let's pause this for a second and fix everything.
old.
Yeah, I think mine's walking
recording now?
Wayne too.
All right, we just had a WMD event here where my son knocked over everything. This fucker's like on me now. Is that in the frame? Is it blocking anything? Let's
Shouldn't
get
be
that
in
fucker
the
off
frame.
me. Woo! It was bright, man.
Would that sneeze startle you? You a cat?
No, he was leaning
Start
back in the
panicking?
chair.
Yeah, no, he's probably thinking about something else, jerking off or something.
What 16-year-old boy wasn't thinking about jerking off? It's
I wasn't. No, I was dating girls by then, like on a steady. So probably from 14 on, I was steadily dating somebody,
dating, meaning
enjoying partners.
Banging the
Yeah.
shit out of.
So I wasn't really doing that. I was always out with friends, so very little time. And then when I wasn't, I was usually with a girl. So
Well, good for you, Mr. Popular.
no, oh God, shut up.
good Chaddington over here.
It
With
just
always getting his dick
no.
wet.
It wasn't like I was jerking off all the time.
Jerking off into girls.
No, I was just out with friends.
Jerking off into friends.
Yeah, my parents started allowing me to have friends over to the house. Probably when I was 16.
Probably didn't get very much sleep afterwards.
You know what was funny? My sister was more pissed off than my parents were. So I remember I had two friends. Still remember their names, Kim and Tanya.
Oh,
And we went over to my sister's house, and I was spending the night with my sister, and so they decided they were going to spend the night with me. So all three of us headed into the spare bedroom, and my sister had a fucking fit and would not allow the girls to sleep in there with me. It's like, Sherry, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to go hang out, go to sleep.
sure. Their sexually promiscuous brother isn't going to do anything with the two
No.
girls that came over.
My sister had no idea, but yeah, she threw a fucking fit. But it was okay for me to have my girlfriend, my steady girlfriend, over at the house all the time. Until the best story is, have I told you this? Saturday night, my girlfriend Carmen's over, and we lived in a house where there's a door here and a door here.
A lot of white trash names you've dated here in the past.
Carmen,
Carmen, Tanya,
yeah,
Kim.
and then I went out with her for a while, and so there's a bedroom door here, and then the living room's in the middle and leads to the kitchen. But anyway, so I had bought the beer, and so me and her were drinking, and we go in the bedroom. And I know how much is left because my dad, he's in the bedroom with my mom. And then me and her are doing our thing, trying to be quiet, right? And I hear, and so my dad's drinking my last beer. So I get up, I open the door, I said, "Is that my last beer?" And then this is the only time he goes, "Are you in there fucking that whore?" I said, "She's not a whore, Dad." And he got up, and that was the first time that my dad actually punched me in the face. He punched me in the face.
Schmutz still dripping from your dick.
And well, I was wrapped up, but all of a sudden the blanket comes off, and I just grab him. And at that point, I was not willing to.
I don't know if I want to hear where this story is.
No, I wasn't willing to.
What are you doing,
having just
stepdad?
dropped your
Yeah, to
blanket,
grab him.
exposing your erection to your father and
No,
jumping on him.
No,
I don't know if I like where this
So-
is headed.
I like where this is
it
headed.
doesn't go any further. I mean, I grab him, my blanket drops, and I'm holding him. And I said, "Did you just fucking hit me? Did you just fucking hit me?" Because I was pissed, but it's still my dad. I wasn't going to beat him up. I didn't feel like it. Didn't feel like I was going to. But I
Your
was
dad
holding
was
him.
the boxer
My dad,
out of bars all the time.
yeah, he would
and-
always go out and fight and everything, and just beat the fuck out of everybody. He was just this little man with an attitude. So he has a hook elbow from slamming people in the head to this day with all this chipped bone mass. But anyways, I grabbed him. And I said, "Did you fucking hit me? Did you fucking hit me?" Here comes my girlfriend out. She's completely nude. And my mom, I don't know, I must have been hitting my girlfriend longer than my dad was hitting my mom. Because here comes my mom out in the living room, fucking naked. And then it was, "I'm fucking out of here. You get the fuck out of here." So next thing you know, I'm
Oh my
gathering
god!
my shit
you
up.
totally grew up in a white trash family just
Fuck
based
yeah.
on that story.
Fuck yeah. Drinking at 15, 16 years old, getting in a fist fight. I didn't punch him. I just grabbed him and kind of settled him down. Like when you grab somebody and they feel that on them, they know. So that calmed him down pretty
This
quick.
just took a serious turn.
Yeah, it was bad mojo. But yeah, so anyways, I was enjoying people on a regular basis back then. So it wasn't a whole lot of fucking this. I mean, he's got people coming over and all that, but I'm sure he's jacking it.
I'm sure you leaving raised the value of the neighboring trailers.
It was actual house. We weren't living in a trailer at that time.
House or manufactured home?
It's not. It was not.
How many cars did you have in the front yard?
Yeah.
Just one. My parents
You
just had like an
broken down?
and it was this.
Did it work?
Yeah, barely.
Is El Camino? Is that what you're gonna say?
No, dude, it was the coolest car because it was a LTD. So it was my uncle Rich, who is rich. He's the only. I have two family members that are rich. I mean, like rich.
Funny how that worked out.
Not me. And he had fixed up this car, restored it, and then he sold it to my parents for like $800. And it was like this plush, like 1979 LTD, beautiful fucking car. But the coolest thing he did when he did the interior, he did it in plaid, green, red, and black. It was this fucking pimp.
Gross.
Oh, it was so cool.
I bet you made those fibers. Was it like fur? Was it?
No, it wasn't.
Was
fur.
it
No,
hairy?
it
Was it nice and
man,
long?
It was so nice.
It was all
would
matted
just
down
float.
from the
I remember driving out to Carmen's house.
Some sort of weird shag
That
carpet
car.
upholstery
Oh, it
or
was
some
beautiful.
shit like that.
That thing
You got
was
the
beautiful.
bench seat, so it's
Yeah.
great for being horizontal.
The thing about these stories, when you have these stories and you bring somebody new to like meet my parents or something like that, they always have to tell the same fucking stories over and over and over again. So these stories get fucking old real quick. When remember that girl? Remember this? Yeah. I fucking do. Your parents do the same with you guys, right? Remember when? Remember when? It doesn't have to be about girls and sex, Taylor, but they never talk about the same shit over and over and over again because they're not making any new memories.
Parents
Not-
do a lot of reminiscing.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
I mean, I wouldn't say overly. I mean, my mom likes to tell the story of when I was fucking around with scissors on the phone with my girlfriend, you know, back when phones still had cords.
Right.
And I accidentally cut the cord in the middle of the phone conversation,
Wow.
fucking around with the scissors. But I mean,
Let's say your mom back like $5.99.
yeah, back then.
That was a lot of money back then.
Fuck.
I gotta fucking buy this. That's a pack, 2 packs of smokes or something.
That was a 30-foot cord on that phone too, so
Oh, they were beautiful. Yeah, they were all windy
you
and
could wrap
shit.
around 4 different corners.
Those fucking when you'd go real far with those fuckers the first time, and then like you went to hang it up, they would like wind around themselves.
Yep, start spinning.
Yeah, so then you'd have like a 4-foot cord that you had to do this shit to get it to come apart. It was such a bitch.
Oh, good times.
Oh fuck! I'm glad we've come this far, I guess. But yeah, I remember talking on the phone for hours. Did you guys have call waiting? So you'd
don't
hear a
think so.
beep, and then you'd have to hang up on that person, and you could answer the call
Yeah,
from that
yeah,
person.
yeah. I don't think we did. I think that was an extra cost.
It was an
Probably
extra cost.
'Cause there was
Lines.
there was like a three-way calling.
We never had 3-way calling. We just had the
Well, three-way calling was something you typed a number into your phone,
Yep.
and then it allowed you to dial another number,
and then you could
and
talk.
then
to
you could bring a third person on. And I remember that, or like a star 69,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
star 60,
Sure.
like $1 per use. Do you remember that shit? You
I
know,
He's not
remember
that fucking
every-
old.
when you
for-
didn't have a digital display and you didn't know who just called you, you'd go star 69 and it would call the last number
Yeah.
that called you. You know, nowadays you see everybody's fucking
But before
number.
star 69, you could prank call people too.
You know, 411, the information directory.
Yeah.
Before you could just pick up your phone and ask it a question and get it answered.
Yeah,
Oh God, what is Stone Age?
I know.
it really is.
I did my very first phone I paid for myself was a little track phone. So I never, we used to always text Cha-Cha. That's the extent of my. That's as far
what
back
was
as I went.
Cha-Cha?
It was this. You could ask it any question, it would answer it. It's like Google,
Huh.
but it costs like 30 cents per message because prepaid phones are expensive.
Well, and back in the day, they used to charge you fucking 10 cents to send a text message and like 3 cents to receive one. Then they got to the point
Yeah.
where it's like, maybe we should start screwing people yet less.
Yeah, well, no, I think because they had to charge that to build the infrastructure. So that's how they built the infrastructure on our tax. It's like Comcast is our bill is supposed to be $199, $241 with overages today. So
Not to mention all the taxes and fees they don't tell you about when you
Yeah.
sign up. Yeah, Comcat's hot fucking shit.
yeah.
And if I could get rid of it, I would.
You know what the biggest scam on the planet is a convenience fee, because I just bought 2 tickets or 3 movie tickets and they were cheap. They were 30% off because it was early in the morning, but I did all on my phone. You order the tickets. There's a $5.99 convenience fee.
You're going
for
to
getting 3
like
tickets.
this is a theater movie?
Yeah. Saw Jackass yesterday. It was fantastic. A lot of penis.
Really?
More penis than any of the other
pretty much
Jackass
every
movies.
Jackass movie.
It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
There was more in this one. I've
Yeah.
seen Steve-O's penis more than I've seen my own at this point.
Yeah, it's not that big anyway, so.
I'm surprised they even did another one. All those guys are getting pretty old at this point.
They brought in a lot of young guys.
Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah.
He's not a young guy anymore.
No, he's graying out.
He could fucking
Was he gray
could
in the
fucking
movie?
break something
He
and
was
have it permanently be that way.
Half
Yeah.
the movie he was gray.
The other
No,
half.
he still got hit by a bull. And when he was
Wow.
on the ground, he was making that snoring noise. You know, that was a concussion for sure.
Well, he's had that happen a couple times throughout those
Yes.
movies.
When he's blindfolded with the cigarette in his mouth and he gets rammed by
Well, you remember when he was
Dude.
boxing
the butterbean.
Butterbean? Fucking just gives that right hook, nails him, fucking slams his head against the counter as he goes down to the ground.
That's the best quote in any of those movies. Is Butterbean okay? And he
Yeah,
had the
yeah,
severe concussion.
Yeah.
What was it, Bad Grandpa, that he was in the other one? The
Yeah.
movie? So there's always a trend with penis in his movies.
Yeah.
We're just like Jackass
No.
on this fucking show.
He-
Where he
Well,
got
come
stuck in a
on.
vending machine.
Arguably, I mean, let's all just be open about this and honest.
Yeah.
Penises are weird
They're gross.
and they're funny looking. And when you see one,
yeah.
I mean, I think most people's first instinct is, regardless of how similar it is to yours, is
Right.
to just kind of chuckle and laugh.
He didn't laugh at mine.
Huh?
Didn't laugh at mine.
I laughed at yours when I saw it. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Okay. We don't need to go any further than that. No more penis talk.
I don't know. I mean, vaginas are inherently, genitalia is fucking weird.
That's why
I
they
mean,
call it bumping uglies.
just get right down to it. I
They
mean,
don't call it bumping
none of it,
beautifuls.
regardless of how neat, well maintained, trimmed it is, genitals are fucking weird.
I like tacos more than hot dogs, though. Let's be real. Let's be fair here. I've had more pleasant memories with tacos than I have hot dogs.
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm not in any way gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, fuck. You got to preface what you say now. No. You enjoy vagina more than you enjoy dick. But you've
Not
had
that I've
dick.
ever tried dick. No,
You haven't even tried dick. Well, how do
I
you know you
haven't.
wouldn't like it?
That's a great question. I'm pretty confident, even though I haven't tried dick, that I wouldn't like. And even though
Is
the
this
G
because you've
spot
had
is,
ass
Well, no,
play.
it's like the ability to empathize with somebody else when you
Right.
see their pain, you can slightly feel it. I think it's kind of the same way. You may not have actually experienced the dick,
Yep,
but you can empathize with what the dick can bring to you.
exactly.
But
I've never
you've
had
done
anyone-
ass play before, right?
I have, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But come on, there's a difference between sticking something up your ass and having
Getting
a cock
rammed.
go up
Yeah,
your
it's-
ass.
Yeah.
I mean, one you've got a little bit more control over, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't exactly start out with some sort of monster, thing going in there.
Butt plug.
Yeah, my butt plug, well, the one that I use,
The one they use.
having trouble getting it in anymore, so I haven't tried as of late.
You know what?
Lot of blood.
We're pretty close here. What we should do is we should have communal stuff. Like,
Yeah,
butt play. Is that what you're suggesting
No,
here?
I'm saying, like, let's say your wife wants to use my wife's vibrator. We should just let her borrow it. And if Taylor has a hankering for a butt plug,
Do you,
I'll bring it next time.
do you happen to have an autoclave sterilization
This is-
machine in your house that we
this
could
is
use?
this is how we keep costs down.
I think we're gonna just create a new STD or something.
That's what we should do.
How we're
Communal
gonna be patient zero.
dildos. Communal dildos.
Rentadildo.com. We got a business that we
Well,
can attach to this podcast.
So
now.
me and Mike out at work, we were talking about Dildash.
Dildash.
Yeah, so you can just have somebody come. So in the conversation, which started out stupid, we said, "Is there a place where you can buy used dildos?" So he looks it up, and there's a place where you can buy used dildos.
Obviously. I mean there shouldn't be,
Yeah.
but yeah, you'd expect there to be.
What if they're not autoclaving it? What if they're not
Well, they
getting into?
can't. Autoclave sterilization is for metal.
You're buying it. You're buying it.
Medical tools.
You're buying it for the smell, like underwear. You're not buying this
You
dildo.
can put
clean.
plastic in there because we did it at my old job.
Plastic or ceramics.
Plastic.
Well,
so
it's
there's
silicone.
plastic on there.
Can't put
So
silicone
it's just high heat.
Yeah, but it's higher than what I think most plastics can take, isn't it?
we're not dealing with plastics here. We're dealing with silicone. I'm hoping silicone because I want mine flexible. So I'm just saying we can save a lot of money on sex toys if we shared.
Same with condoms too.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Pop off my condom, use it as a balloon for a children's birthday party.
So who's going to start first with the condoms? Because we have to get our dicks out, see who's the biggest. And then, what are you talking about? And then the guy
granted, I haven't seen your cock. I'm just going to go ahead and say that his is the biggest.
But
because I have seen his.
That makes sense.
So hold on. So what we do is the guy with the smallest cock gets to use the condom first. And the guy with the biggest cock has to go third, right? That
So
makes
you don't
sense.
stretch out the condom? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
that
saying?
makes sense. Why would you want a baggy fucking balloon on your cock?
That does make sense to me.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
God, I hope I have the smallest penis.
so you can go first.
So I don't,
It doesn't matter. The beauty of this is my thinking is the guy who uses it first has to clean it up. The guy who uses second has to clean it up. The guy who's third just throws the fucker away. There's no cleanup for me, is what I'm saying.
There's no cleanup, but the consequences for you could be dire.
Oh yeah, because it could break. There is no lube on this fucking thing anymore. I mean, it's got some bad points
At
to
that
it.
I
point,
mean,
just
crabs are a real thing,
Crabs.
so you never know.
And you lazy fuckers, it's going to be crusty on the inside. So I'm going to have scratches all over my dick. The shaft is going to be all tore up.
we're hairless. There's no crabs with us two, so you don't have to worry about
Yeah,
that.
that's true. I'm bald down there.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the fucking scratching with your guys' work ethic. It's going to be, ow, fuck. I don't even know if I can keep my fucking Johnson hard with these scratches. It'll look like a cat got up next to my dick. But it is what it is. Think about it.
I'm not going to.
You're not going to.
No.
I've thought about it too much already.
You have?
Yeah, I'm past the point of thinking about it
Communal
more.
sex toys, yeah. Or maybe you want to invest in Dildash. We can get something going there. You have a hankering to get a dildo up inside you.
See-
Boom, Dildash. It's in your house by 20 minutes.
See, I think you can have
Guaranteed.
something good with Dildash.
Yeah.
Without it actually being like a sex toy delivery, like it'd be a sex toy pranking company. So you could pay someone to Dildash somebody,
Right.
go up to their door real quick, fucking slam it against the window,
Drone bomb.
and then just run off. Because now someone has to come out and interact with the dildo that's stuck to their front window.
It's a dildo that a drone brings and drops on your roof.
Yeah, it could be multiple things. That's a good idea. Well, I'm glad I brought this up. And now we got the creative juices going where we could actually make some money with this fucking thing.
Like you, ding dong dash,
Yeah,
ding dong ditch,
that's a great idea.
Yeah, it really is.
Dildash. Yeah, it'd be a pranking service. So you could pay someone, $20 to go out and buy the dildo
To do whatever.
and just fucking
You go like a t-shirt
slap it onto
cannon.
somebody's. You could have it to prank somebody during the workday. So when someone comes out after a long hard shift, they see a fucking pair of balls and a long silicone shaft just kind of flapping in the breeze on their car. I mean, that could be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you didn't attach it in a way that it damaged anything, that could be fun for everybody.
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah,
Children.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
All of a sudden, 13-year-olds are using this fucking service.
You better
You're a
fucking
school. Next
They
thing
would
you
be
know,
our
you go in
biggest
your locker
customer.
to get your fucking workbook out, and there's a big fucking 9-inch flappy cock on it.
You open up your locker.
You need to go online and make sure dildash.com isn't taken.
Dildash.
Yeah.
Got to reserve that URL.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, $5 will reserve it for like 2 years.
I mean, right now they have glitter bombs, so I could definitely see
Litter bombs is what?
Glitter bombs.
Glitter bombs.
Not litter bombs. Unless you actually meant litter bombs.
No, that would be awful.
Yeah, glitter
I guess.
bombs.
Um,
They're actually talking about making that a crime now, though.
I can imagine anthrax back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, but glitter, that can blind you.
Sucking in the glitter. Yeah, no, I could.
Yeah, that could
That would
fuck
be
you
pretty
up.
problematic.
So
You
maybe
gotta-
we need to make something that's non-blinding too.
I think
Like
I think you're pretty safe with the dildo.
Yeah, you don't think you could put out an eye with that? We'd have to make
Well,
it big enough to not fit in an eye
that
socket.
entirely depends.
Yeah. I think we're going down the right road here. We're just entrepreneurs.
We are.
That's what this is. And what you do is you sit around and you brainstorm these things, and something good comes out of them.
Yeah, I mean,
And
how
obviously, this
do you
is a
think Bill Gates got to where he is?
billion-dollar company.
A couple years, he's gonna wish he thought of dildash.com.
They're a $1 trillion company. Isn't Microsoft
I don't
I
know.
know Apple already was. So
I can see pooping.
It's all artificial, anyways.
Good calling up Dildash and fucking. Next thing you know, his oligarchy friend
Oh no! See, if it
has
gets
a big dildo on his forehead.
if it gets big enough, you could do a dildash drop and just have a big fucking like commercial aircraft just
Yeah.
filled with dildos that just starts dropping them all across Russia.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking think of how demoralizing that would be to have your neighbor get
It'd have to
killed
be
because
massive.
of
Yeah, I don't think it'd be demoralizing. I'm thinking there's being a lot of women in Russia going, what do I do
don't
with
know.
these things?
With how religious and conservative Russia tends to be, I think it would be pretty demoralizing seeing thousands of dildos being dropped onto your capital city.
wasn't there already some sort of, I don't know, invasion? Not invasion, but there was something demoralizing like that where the U.S. dropped huge condoms on some other foreign country and then labeled them small so that whatever country got that
I
condom.
think I heard about them doing something like that, but I don't stuff like that. I don't know if it would actually be true.
What
but
if they could
I
fill
think-
them fuckers up, though?
Makes sense.
All of them are magnums, and they're going, yeah, these are small. Motherfucker. Those Americans have some small cocks. Maybe if we fucking pre-jizzed them, like we're talking about doing between the three of us.
No, if you really want to give someone a false sense of security when you're going to give them a bunch of condoms, just take a needle and fucking poke a hole through all the middle of all of them. Then you got a whole bunch of unplanned pregnancies. The country falls into poverty. I mean, I'm
Years
honestly
long.
surprised the United States hasn't attempted this against a country yet, because it seems like a super cheap way to destabilize a country. Sabotage all their fucking birth control products and just let them breed themselves into extinction. It seemed, I mean,
Into poverty.
there's some
Not extinction, into poverty.
You're talking about 50% of the population dying, but you're also talking about breeding people into poverty.
I'm just saying. I'm saying. I'm
He's putting
surprised the
ideas out
United
there.
States hasn't done something.
He's throwing
like
ideas
that
out there.
yet.
He's spitballing is what he's doing. How's the wife's pregnancy?
there,
I'm,
still ongoing.
she's not bitchy.
No, and
Are you in the...
She's gotten past the morning sickness now.
So is she in the horny stage yet?
The what?
Horny stage.
Oh, she's been in that since the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, but that's basically how it's been through the
You've
previous
heard about
pregnancies
that.
too.
You're still having sex with a moldy dick.
Moldy dick.
Fungal.
The yeah, he's got fungi on his cock. He wouldn't have that problem if he'd fucking join our fucking condom program.
Sure.
Could have avoided all of this.
Yeah.
Just calloused up dick from all the scrub. No, that'll be us. From him being lazy and not
I
cleaning
heard
out.
from the doctor that apparently like wrestlers like get ringworm all apparently it's a really
So that's
common thing with wrestling.
okay. So that's not true. They get staph infections all the time.
Oh, that's not what she said.
Yeah, they get staph infections all the time from touching each other so much. So it's ringworm could be one of those things that they get, but staph infections are really prevalent in wrestling. Anywhere where there's skin touching.
Yeah.
My wife had staph infection.
I had blood poisoning once.
Oh, that sucks.
It was
Yeah,
the weirdest.
and I was on fucking vacation when it really kicked in.
Oh,
So let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go to this one real quick. This correlates with you. So
Does it?
yeah, it does. Because how does ringworm go from here to here? It makes no sense.
It makes perfect sense when you factor in how I dry my body.
Okay, but
I
hold on.
start from
I
the
know.
top
We
and
went through this.
move to the bottom.
We went through this. So my wife, she went in. She got an operation. She got a partial hysterectomy. They leave the ovaries in, so you still have your hormones. But in the process of her being in the hospital, all of a sudden she got a staph infection.
Which is common in
It's
hospitals.
common.
Very common.
So how did it end up? She got this pimple on her ass. It started out as a pimple on her ass, and then just grew to this big abscess. So they had to cut it and pack it. So they leave an open wound there so it can drain all the time.
wow, a new hole.
A new ooh, I didn't think of it that way. But it went from wherever the staph infection entered her body, which is most likely in her stomach, to the back side of her body. Kind of like you say it's the way you dry yourself, but that ended up here to here. So it's just interesting how stuff goes.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it went to her weakest part of her body. I didn't want to say that before when we were talking, but I think it went from your arm to the weakest part of your body.
well, it's
Your cock.
well, but think about it this way. Where's probably the warmest, most moist part of your body on a daily basis besides your armpits?
My mouth.
Swamp ass.
That's inside your body though. On the outside of your body, I would say on a regular basis, my crotch is probably one of the warmest, and arguably when it's hot, the most moist part
You're a
of my
sweaty
body.
man. Sweaty man.
I can sweat in shorts and a t-shirt out in the teen degrees it is right now.
Right.
I have no problem with that. So I think it's just that it managed to find the one place where it could actually thrive, because the rest of me is more or less exposed,
Right.
you know, but down here you're essentially surrounded on two sides, which retain heat, with pants designed to retain heat. And if you're sitting, there's only one upward direction for everything for the airflow to go.
Holy
so
fuck, he's thought this out.
it's the dynamic of it. This just
Wow.
happens to be the area where heat and moisture gathers. And that's been the problem
Dude,
with getting rid of it.
The way you described it is you really went into detail and you thought about it.
You'd wring out that underwear.
Okay.
Is that
when
potable
something
water?
happens
I don't
to
know,
me
baby
and it
powder.
negatively affects me, I tend to analyze it so it doesn't happen again.
So maybe some baby powder to soak up that
I don't know,
wetness that you have
because
down
that
there.
baby powder causes cancer.
Embrace it. Use
Didn't
Vaseline.
that company just get the shit suit out of him by some old woman who got like
It was
ovarian cancer from using that shit for like 50 years?
It's a talc.
Talc powder. Talcum
powder.
powder.
Yeah.
Not
But-
baby powder.
No. It one and the same, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So I'm probably guessing they fucking changed their formula, but it might be okay that you
Seriously? I don't think they did.
It might be it might be okay that you get ball cancer and then you can't have no more kids.
Yeah, but then I'd have even more fucking issues.
How so? You just lop them fuckers off.
Yeah, so what? So I can have some floppy, empty sack beneath my cock?
Is that an option? Like, do you have to have a flappy cock?
I mean,
streamlined.
I
You
guess
could
you
get
could
the
get
entire sack
prosthetics,
off.
right?
Well,
Yeah, but would you really want to? Think of how fucking
Less
weird
air
that
drag.
would look.
Yeah, streamline.
less air.
Streamline.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You could add.
Streamline.
Yeah, that's a lot more. That's a lot more pounding power. When you don't have that wind resistance
Yep.
dragging you down.
Fuck.
No,
Aerodynamic.
It would look and feel weird.
It'd be a missile.
You'd almost have to have like
You'd
some
have a
prosthetic nuts shoved
Dude,
into that sack.
Only because it's like a bald man trying to get hair back on his head. It would look like a scud.
Well, think about it if you didn't.
You
have,
could call it a
Think
scud.
about it if you didn't have ears on the side of your head, but you still had the holes there that did that
Dude,
function.
you're too worried
it would
about
just
this.
it would just look fucking wrong.
Think of the practicality of how you would fucking streamline, how aerodynamic, and how fast you could pound.
That's an
Yeah,
extra
but what-
extra 10 pounds per minute
It could-
easily.
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. It could limit your boner though,
How?
because when you get an erection,
Yeah.
your
Squeezes the
skin
nuts.
is from down there is being pulled forward,
What?
and it's expanding.
Yeah.
Your skin is stretching.
No, I have a wrinkly dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really have that wrinkly of a dick.
I
have a
think when
wrinkly
we get
dick.
older, we'll have wrinkly dick.
I've always had a
Yeah.
wrinkly dick. We've gone through this.
I always knew the ball sack like got really wrinkly and deformed as you got older. I didn't know that the cock like
Mine's
Mine's still
actually got
smooth.
wrinkly.
My balls are still smooth.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why did I get the wrinkly cock and smooth balls?
maybe they are.
They
but
switched.
they're stretching at this point, right?
But all the stretch you have,
gravity's starting to take its toll. Yes,
I just think that it's weird.
I mean I'm sure
So
you
let-
sit on
let-
your balls more now
Yeah,
than
we've
you
talked
did
about
20
this.
years ago.
We've talked about this. My balls, yeah, it's a problem.
Slammed under the toilet seat. Boy, that would ruin my day.
Well,
Once
it's not the
again-
toilet seat; it's the water
Okay,
level.
See, once again, we've made
the
our
water
way
level.
into the territory of cock without even realizing it. So I'm just saying, if you're asking how this always happens, someone needs to follow the logic because fucking here we are again.
Okay, but it came up with Dildash. I mean, a really great idea.
No, Dildash was like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, we just
we're well beyond Dildash.
the problem with us is we can't just do 5-minute things. It evolves into something else. Last time we
moved
started
on
talking
at that point too.
Yeah, last time we
know.
started talking about Ukraine, and by the end of it, we were talking about abortion. That was the previous podcast. So we can't just hang on something and then move on to something else. We don't have the ability to.
There's no good segue here.
Yeah.
It's just moving from one topic to the next and continuing as the conversation dictates.
Blah, blah, blah. So I have, I've said everything. What time is it, Taylor?
We've been doing this for about an hour and a half.
Okay. Well, this is a perfect time to go into a little public service for people that I thought would be great and helpful. And we all here thought that it would be great and helpful. So probably do that now. Kill it, Zach.
We here at the Unfamiliar Podcast understand how much your time is worth. It's precious and valuable, so much so that everyone is trying to take it from you. If it's not a job you hate stealing it from you, it's your family taking it from you, and then even not appreciating the things you do. So we here at the Unfamiliar Podcast sat down, put our heads together to see how we could help you save some time. We decided that finding anything on the internet can be a huge time suck. You start looking for a gift for a friend who likes plants, so you start looking for anything plant related, and 2 hours later, you're just looking at a bunch of earmuffs and you don't even realize how you got there. Don't worry, we've got you covered. Our crack podcast staff went to Amazon and found great products that might make your life easier or great gift ideas for friends and family. If you're a big fan of Sleep and Nick Cage, you'll love this sequin pillow cover at just $12.99 MSRP. With free shipping, you can't beat this deal. Honestly, who better to shove into your face at night than Nick Cage? This next one is one of the Unfamiliar's favorites. And if you love God, you will love Dancing with Jesus. Not only do you get a 48-page paperback, but you also receive a 3-inch bobblehead of Dancing Jesus with a suction base. You can literally attach this thing anywhere. Your car, your shower, doesn't matter. Wherever you feel like seeing Jesus doing his thing, you're good. With the world on the brink of war, we all need vital supplies stocked up. And nothing is more vital than water. A good supply of water is so important for survival. If you don't have it, you're basically fucked. We found this Amazon product of dehydrated water. Just open the canister and add water to your taste. Think of the weight alone that could be saved when carrying dehydrated water. The space saved. Water takes up a lot of space, and it tends to be heavy. Amazing product, a must-have. Finally, we have a very practical product. You're gonna love it. Everyone has had those moments when they reach for the toilet handle while looking in the bowl and realize water's not gonna be able to shove that fucker down. And that's when you reach for the poop knife. At almost 10 inches long, you're basically guaranteed to keep your hands clean. I mean, maybe. It's metal, reinforced with silicone. It's easy to clean and dishwasher safe. Jennifer actually gave it a 5-star review, saying that she bought this for her teenager who tends to clog the toilet as a gag gift. But when the time came, she really used it, and it worked well. I mean, it's a gross thought, but with the right tool for the job, you can kind of get it done. And that was her final thought on the matter. Poop knife is a win also for one person who found her review helpful. We all here at the Unfamiliar Podcast hope you found this helpful, and it will hopefully be a time and lifesaver. Until next time.